Welcome. In front of me is a OPPO A60, and today I will show you how you can go through the setup process of this phone. So when you boot it up for the very first time, you'll be presented with this screen that you can see for me, and all you need to do is just click on the arrow and then find your desired language from the list. Now for me it already selects the correct one, so I'm going to just select next, and then on the next page I can choose my region. And then moving on, we have some legal information. So we have user privacy protection. Well, that sounds like a load of bullshit. And user agreement. Anyway, we're just going to select next. Obviously, by selecting next, you agree to it. Next, we have connect to a mobile network. This step is completely optional. It just prompts you to insert a SIM card. And the reason it shows up here is because you can connect to network either using your SIM card or using Wi-Fi. And if you choose to skip both of them, then you need to connect to internet. Okay, apparently I need to connect to network. Kind of a bullshit statement, considering this is my phone. I shouldn't need to do anything on it, but okay. It just kind of ticks me off when a company tells me what I need to do to actually use the device that I paid for. So here we go, here's your shitty internet, then go screw yourself. And then moving on to the next page, which apparently needed network, we can continue the setup. For some reason you can't do it without internet, which previously you were able to, so, you know, this is just kind of like a middle finger from a company, give us all your data. We're gonna literally milk you out of this. That was almost a slip up. In any case, it starts to get your phone ready, because it didn't have hour before that to do that when I wasn't setting it up, but it was just laying reset it. So give it some time. Maybe it's locked. That would probably explain a lot, but I don't think it is. So we're about to see. Now typically you should be able to skip Wi-Fi and mobile network, and by doing so you won't be able to connect to your Google account because it won't show up throughout the setup process, and additionally date and time wouldn't be set automatically. Now assuming it forces you to connect to network, then obviously that's going to be exactly the same as it is for me. Now, one more thing, there was copy apps and data option, which you could have gone through if you wanted to, but I don't have anything that I want to copy, so I'm just setting it up as new. And here we have the sign in page, so I'm going to skip it. Next, we have some Google services like location scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. We can go to the next page, and you can also deselect some of those or all of them, to be honest. But let's be honest, it's Google. It's a very rapey company, so you don't have any idea of you deselecting these, how much effect it actually has. It's just not going to visibly gather data, but, you know, back in the system, you have no way of actually verifying it if it's not doing that anyways. So anyway, I'm just going to ignore this, as I don't think it really matters. No matter what you select, Google will always be gathering data on you. Next, choose your search engine. I guess I can only select next. There we go. So here we can select our search engine. Now we do have a vast amount of them, so it did increase from the last time I've seen this list. Obviously, select whichever one you want. I probably wouldn't recommend going with Google anymore, as honestly, let's be honest, the Google search results are terrible nowadays, completely filled with, you know, paid advertisements, so it doesn't really work as a search engine anymore. So I would highly recommend starting off and checking out some other engines, just so you can see which one actually does the job that it's supposed to do. I'm gonna just click on a random one, whatever. And then moving on to the next page, we have unlocking method. So we have a simple protection to our device, and that'd be PIN, pattern, password, fingerprint, and face recognition. Now, under the fingerprint and face recognition, if you choose either one of those or both of them, you will always be forced to select a physical way of unlocking the device, that'd be PIN, pattern, or password. Now, the reason for that is if something would happen to your biometrics, meaning your fingerprint or your face or both, you would lose access to your device till it heals, meaning for instance your finger or your face or both, or it just might be permanently unrecognizable by the device. Therefore you would just lose permanently access to your device. Therefore that leaves the last method, which would be PIN, pattern, or password, giving you the kind of like a last option to somehow enter your device. Now, I'm not going to select anything right here, so I'm just going to skip it. I don't really care about protecting this device, so I'm going to select later. Then we have review additional apps. By default, they will all be selected for some reason, so I honestly don't want any of them. This is just bloatware. If you don't see anything here that you don't want, which I'm pretty sure you don't, this is just a way for OPPO to make additional money by preloading these or giving them as an option to preload them. So whoever created those apps can kind of like pay a little bit for that. Anyway, next thing, we are gonna get getting your phone ready again. It didn't have apparently enough time to do that before. Now we have recommended. Now some of those will look like we have already seen those before. So we have things like where was it? Actually, no, never mind. These are primarily new ones. Some devices do have, for instance, location, which we already had the location as an option before. This is something else. We have update overnight, global search, basically some other things. So some of them are actually checked off, which is pretty interesting. User experience programs. This would usually be, I believe, on most phones turned on. Anyway, I'm gonna select next. And here we have just the size of the text. I'm gonna stick with the default one. Next, navigation style, buttons or gestures, choose whichever one you prefer. And this finishes up the setup. There we go. So, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.